He missed the moment. The others had seen him, the risen Christ standing in their midst. But Thomas wasn't there. And when they told him, he didn't celebrate. He hesitated. He questioned. And that's when Jesus came back, not to scold, but to invite. Place your hand upon my side, because faith doesn't mean never doubting. It means being willing to reach into your wounds and still choose to believe. He wasn't there. When Jesus appeared the first time, when the room was filled with fear, then suddenly peace, Thomas was not there. We don't know why. Maybe he needed air. Maybe he was grieving alone. Maybe he couldn't bear to be in the room where it all ended. But when he returned, everything had changed. They told him, "We have seen the Lord," and he couldn't believe it. Not because he didn't want to, but because hope can hurt when your heart is still bleeding. He had watched the crucifixion. He had heard the cries. He had seen the lifeless body. So now, when everyone said Jesus was alive, Thomas hesitated. He spoke what many are afraid to say. "Unless I see the marks in his hands and place my hand in his side, I will not believe." And just like that, he was named the doubter. But what if it wasn't defiance? What if it was just honesty? What if Thomas wasn't resisting faith, but longing for it to be real? Because when your world has been torn apart, when grief has silenced your hope, you don't need explanations. You need presence. And that is exactly what Jesus gave him. 8 days later, the doors were locked again. The disciples were gathered again, and this time, Thomas was there. And once again, Jesus came. Not through doors, not with fanfare, but with peace. "Peace be with you." Then he turned to Thomas. He didn't repeat the other's testimony. He didn't shame the doubt. He didn't avoid the question. He said, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and place it in my side. Stop doubting and believe." He met Thomas, not in strength, but in scars. He offered touch. He invited closeness. He opened himself to the very place Thomas needed most. And that is how Jesus deals with doubt. Not with distance, but with invitation. He doesn't say, "Come back when you have it figured out." He says, "Come close enough to see that I'm still here. Let this rest on your heart." Your doubt does not disqualify you. Your questions do not cancel your faith. Your hesitation is not a rejection, it's a doorway. Because real faith doesn't avoid the wounds, it reaches into them. And when Thomas touched the truth, he said the words no other disciple had yet spoken. "My Lord and my God." Not just teacher, not just Messiah, but God. The one who doubted the most spoke the clearest confession. Because when your faith passes through doubt, it becomes something deeper, something stronger, something personal. Let this speak to your soul. We all have our moments of Thomas. Moments when belief feels out of reach, when the tomb feels too empty, when the silence is too loud. And in those moments, Jesus is not far. He is near. He is patient. And he is not afraid of your doubt. He simply says, "Place your hand upon my side. Touch the places where love bled for you. See that I am not an idea, but a presence. Not a theory, but a Savior. Not just risen, but still wounded for your healing. He bears the scars, because we bear the questions. He welcomes your reaching hand, because he knows what it cost you to hope again. And when you dare to reach, he does not pull away. So today, if your heart feels unsure, if your faith feels fragile, if you long to believe but find it hard to trust, know this: you are not alone. You are not broken. You are not rejected. You are Thomas. And Jesus is still willing to meet you in the locked room, in the wounded heart, in the whispered prayer. Help me believe. You don't need perfect faith. You need honest longing. And when you say, "Unless I see," he says, "Come and see." He still comes back for you. He still offers his side, his hands, his peace. He still says, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." That blessing is for you. So reach out. You will not be turned away. Place your hand upon his side and let faith rise again.